Well, welcome, basketball fans. It is Hornet basketball on a beautiful Friday night here in Bryant, Arkansas. And at Hornet Arena, it is the Bryant Lady Hornets starting the night off against the Cabot Lady Panthers. We're going to get started here in just a minute from the Rob Patrick as he does the starting lineups. And also, we're going to take a break here real quick for the national anthem. Jeremy Laster and Mark Scarlett calling the game, and if you listened to the ball games that last week, or Tuesday night when we played North Little Rock, you're probably wondering to yourself, why are they doing this game again? Well, we're going to listen to the national anthem, and we'll be right back to explain that. All right, we are back here at Hornet Arena, probably one of the nicest on-campus arenas in the entire state of Arkansas. I don't care if it's high school all the way up to Division II basketball. This place is absolutely incredible. And again, if you want to know why me and Laster are back again tonight, well, it's because nobody else will do it. That's why. So you're stuck with us for 2 more ball games until probably next Friday night, and maybe by then they'll find a better crew. Ain't that right, Laster? Well, what we got coming up is Rob Patrick, the voice of the Hornets, who has been in the district and had doing wonderful things for all of us in the Bryant community for years. Rob's doing the starting lineup. And Laster, I'm going to you. Keys of the game for the Lady Hornets as we get started here.
Well, Mark, we had a tough loss Tuesday night to North Little Rock, and the story of that game was that we turned the ball over 15 times, and we were out-rebounded 46-25. You're always going to get maximum effort from Coach Matthews' teams, but I think the keys to the game tonight are we need to continue to give that maximum effort. We don't need to rush it. A lot of times the other night we had good looks at the basket, but we seemed to kind of get too fast and rush the ball a little bit. We need to protect the basketball, improve on the glass, and then take advantage of our open shots. We got to get those open shots to fall tonight.
You know, and as we talked about in the ball games Tuesday night, if you listen to it against North Little Rock, basketball is really a very simple game from a strategy standpoint. Each team is going to have each team's going to have 1 or 2 really good players that they're going to base their entire offense on. And what happens in those situations is that the teams that usually win, and we saw this the other night with North Little Rock when DJ Smith, their little point guard, absolutely went crazy against us, is the fact that who's going to fill in the spots when the other team decides that person's not going to win the game for them. And so it's basically it, and that's what we're going to see here tonight. Cabot's going to get the opening tip. Starting for Cabot, number 5, Delaney Ringgold. You can also, on the other side, it's going to be number 2, Maggie Syra. And then they are also number 40, Paige Siegler. And then their 2 best players, number 13, who is a very good shooter, Caitlin Theobald, and also number 12, Layla Reese, who is their point guard. And you'll see that their strategy tonight, it will be Reese and Theobald. They're 2 players right there, and first one right there, number 12, right off the bat, Layla Reese with the jumper for Cabot. For the Lady Hornets starting tonight, Lauren Lane. We were very impressed with Lane and Edmondson the other night, and Paris Atkins. I mean, they played absolutely wonderful the other night.
They really did, Mark, and the future is going to be bright with those young ladies.
Yeah, they are. And the thing you have to realize about the Lady Hornets, who's got the ball right now, is number 21, Brylan Finley. She is a freshman. You know, most kids are going to be playing junior high basketball on a Thursday night. Not Finley. She's sitting here starting tonight against Cabot as a freshman. And as we talked about, Paris Atkins with a good drive into the basket, a bucket for the Hornets.
Paris is picking up right where she left off the other night and driving strong to the basket.
And you'll see Paris a lot. They'll play her out of the top of the key, and what they'll do with her is get her the ball in the middle of the court and get her to break that defense down pretty quick. Emily Muse is also number 22. Emily kind of started cold the other night against North Little Rock, and then in that fourth quarter she began to fill it up. I think she had 3 threes in that fourth quarter. And also the one that I think we were most impressed with is number 14, Natalie Edmondson, who's got the ball right now. Last year she had how many threes Tuesday night?
She had 20 points with 6 threes.
Yep. She's a little lefty, and she can shoot. And you're going to notice what they're doing right now is just kind of getting the Cabot defense to move. Finley wide open on the wing, no good. Getting a little lefty shot, doesn't fall. And there's our girl, Paris Atkins, with the rebound and puts it back up, and she is fouled on the play.
If I'm an opposing coach, I don't like to see Paris Atkins on the court.
No.
She's an outstanding basketball player.
Called that foul against Cabot on the floor. Well, not a shooting foul. And they're going to get a moving screen on that. And one of the things, as we call it in basketball, the one thing we want is consistency and fairness. And when you take a look at officials that call a basketball game, what you want them to do is, whether you think they call a bad game or a good game, you want them to be consistent the entire game. So if they're going to be consistently bad, just be that bad for both teams. Got a little moving screen up top. That's what they win against the Lady Hornets. Lauren Lane's going to get the steal. Back to Paris Atkins. She does a good job holding it up. Muse for the 3. Good shot. Emily Muse.
Muse is picking up where she left off. She had 9 points the other night, 3 3-pointers, Mark.
She did. And the one thing about Emily is a set shooter. She's got to have her feet set. And if she gets her feet set, she's going to knock it down more than 50% of the time. Yeah, reaching in on that. Paris can't reach in. And one of the things that the officials have really keyed on, if you're driving that lane and you reach in to try to get that ball, you're probably going to get that call against you about 9 out of 10 times. We left her wide open. Number 12 on the inbounds pass, Lila Reese with an easy jumper. We had somebody do a little miscommunication on that, and that's why you saw Cabot do so much movement on the bottom of that inbound to get that open.
So far, Cabot's been very patient on the offensive end, and it happened the same way there on the inbounds play. Got an open shot.
As you said earlier, this is going to be a ball game. You have 2 very good coaches. I mean, you've got Jay Cook for Cabot. You've got Matthews for Bryant. And a lot of this stuff just turns into a little chess match is what it turns into as the game goes along. You're going to see Cabot. They primarily play a lot of man-to-man defense. The Hornets tend to play a little bit more zone defense. And man-to-man means you're right on your girl, and you can see them as they chase them around. Number 5 is right on Finley. On the other end, Bryant tends to sag off a little bit and keep the offense in front of them. Again, they're going to be looking if you listened to us the other night, the key to an offense is you're trying to get, in this situation, get your shooters open. Paris Atkins shots up, no good. Rebounded by Sir, and she's going the other way. And back to number 12, Layla Reese with the left-hand layup. That's a tough shot. You can see Reese, she's athletic.
Well, Cabot controlled the board on that. Bryant missed and was able to turn it into a quick and easy bucket.
There's Atkins doing what she does best, splitting that defense, going hard down the lane. And Cabot's going to foul her on the shot. That's the one thing Paris is a tough matchup on. Paris may not be very tall. You know, when you take a look at Paris, Paris is only she's 5'8", junior. But she plays a lot, plays taller than what she is the fact she's fast, she's smart, and she will attack that basket aggressively.
And she has a nose for the ball, Mark. Even on the defensive end, you'll see her get a lot of tipped passes and some steals.
Cabot penetrating that zone defense, kicking it out. Bryant trapping the shooters. The reason they're jumping out on them because Cabot can shoot. And shooters don't like people jumping out toward them, and you saw that real quick. Number 5. Delaney Ringold, she's going to walk on that, and what happens, and that's pretty easy, a shooter likes to, and you know this, Jeremy, a shooter likes to kind of stay in their little box, and you rushing them sometimes and make them put the ball on the floor. That causes them to turn it over sometimes.
That's exactly right. When you have shooters, they like to be comfortable. They like to catch the ball in motion.
Finley, good play by the freshman, Bryant Finley, taking it down the lane. Tough left-hand shot. She puts it in. 6-9. The Hornets up 9-6 over Cabot. Muse kind of got caught in a bad situation there on that inbound. Number 40 had her pinned a little bit, and I think 40 lost her balance. Paige Siegler, and Muse just happened to be on her hip when it happened.
That's right, and that's a shame because Paris Atkins is right there to help.
Cabot looking for the inbound. They're going to have to get that middle covered on that inbound because Reese hits another jumper off that.
It's almost the same play, the same result as earlier.
Same thing. It's something Matthews is going to get fixed early. You know, she walked on that. She picked the ball up. That's one of the things that Emily is a very good shooter out the top of that key. Ball handling is one of those things as time goes on. Emily's just a sophomore. She'll improve that ball handling and make that transition easier. Drive to the basket. No good. Lady Hornets with the rebound. Lane gets it, and she's pushing it to the other end. Gets it back to Edmondson, and there's our shooter, a little lefty.
You can tell Cabot has recognized who our shooter is.
Oh, yeah. You know, they got a guy. They have a girl on it. They are not going to let Edmondson get open. They got Finley on a double dribble, or really a kind of a crossover walk is what that was. She kind of picked that ball up. What they called is you can't palm the ball. So when you go to transition from your left to right hand, you have to keep those palms up. She switched them up and kind of carried the ball when she did. Reese out top for Cabot, and they're just looking for a lane inside. 3 seconds.
Bryant's being very active on their zone, keeping their arms up just like they're coached, moving well.
You can see against North Little Rock Tuesday night, North Little Rock had a real strong inside game. We weren't as active up top as we are tonight. Cabot's got shooters, and they love to drive. We're putting a lot more pressure on them up top. And Bryant, the main reason they're running the offense they're running right now is Cabot's in a man-to-man. You see them running everything high, top of the key. What they're looking for is these girls switch, they're looking for a lane or a shooter. And you can see Paris takes it straight at them. And boy, they fouled her on that. They didn't call it, but they sure did. She slapped down right at it and got her pretty good. No call. Hornets up 9-8. 1:53 left in the first period. Cabot's going to have the ball. And I don't know if Cabot's bringing the ball in or the Hornets are bringing the ball in. I guess what they did was they gave the ball to the Lady Hornets. Cabot knocked the ball out of bounds, and they blocked Paris' shot. Good, strong move inside. Didn't go in, but Paris gets her own rebound, and she is going to score. Good job.
Yeah, Paris, again, nose for the ball. She's always there. Followed her shot and was able to put it back and get the and one.
You can see Paris is a very active player, and she is she is a mismatch for the majority of the teams we're going to play this year. As good as North Little Rock is, and North Little Rock's one of the top teams in the state, they couldn't guard Paris up top. Atkins misses the shot. Lady Hornets up 11-8. 1:45 left. Reese brings the ball up for Cabot. Reese has the majority of their points right now. In fact, she has all eight of their points. And Cabot, again, 13, is a shooter. We watched her in warm-up. She missed that one. Good recovery, Paris Atkins. Ball goes out of bounds on Paris, but good hustle.
Paris Atkins is everywhere tonight, Mark, and what you saw there is exactly what you talked about earlier. Her shooter caught the ball but rushed her shot just a little bit. Yep. She wasn't comfortable, and it was just enough to result in a missed shot.
And we watched Theobald, number 13, who's looking forward over in the corner right now. We watched her in warm-ups hit like 12 in a row. But she had her feet set, and that's what you don't want a shooter to do, is set their feet. Lady Hornets on another, has a foul there. We have 14 fouls. Cabot has 3. Again, 11-8, Lady Hornets. Lane goes out. It's her second team foul. Coming in is Lauren Taylor. Oh, good defense, Paris. Right now it's the Paris show. It really is. Offense and defense. Back to Finley. Love watching Finley play. Finley is going to be a great player for the Lady Hornets. Like I said, just a freshman. Muse out top, set her foot, bucket is good. Man, last year you could see that. She sets her feet, that ball's going right at it.
I think between the last 2 games, she's hit her last 5 threes consecutively.
Reese inside, really just a one-woman show right now for the Cabot Lady Panthers. Reese has all 10 of their points. Finley up top, good-looking shot, no good. And I'll tell you, one of the things I've noticed about Bryant is that for a freshman, she's got a smooth shot on the run. Most freshmen don't have the ability yet to be able to be dribbling left or right and then pull up and square their body up on the shot.
What you hate to see is that she's got such a good-looking shot, and every time it leaves her hands, it looks like it's going in.
Yep.
And it just doesn't. She can't find it right now, but if she keeps shooting, she's going to find that touch.
She will. And then when she finds it, she's going to hit a bunch of them. They're just going to come flooding in. Reese again got all the points on the right-hand side for Cabot. I guarantee it. They're going to start looking for her. Theobald is their other shooter. She's not in it. She's on the opposite side. Reese up top. Finley guarding her. Coach Matthews he just called it. Quit reaching, move your feet, because they're calling the reach tonight.
It goes back to what you said earlier. They're gonna call the reach.
Yep.
You got to stay in position.
That's what he's telling Finley. Just move your feet. They get it out to Reese up top, but they fouled her. Yeah, Coach Matthews isn't happy with it. Bryant, and that's a lot of the times that's just inexperience and being a freshman. You can see he's not happy with her. I think that's 2 in a row on her. Is what she had good defensive position, had her hand up. She just leaned toward her at the last second.
Well, Reese has hit a couple of those shots already off the inbounds. Maybe that had something to do with it.
And Reese is a 5'9" sophomore, so we're going to watch Reese and Finley and several of these other Bryant Lady Hornets. Paris Atkins, a junior, and then Edmondson's a sophomore. Muse is a sophomore. They're going to go at it for several years. Reese hits them both, or hits one of them. 14-11 Lady Hornets, 13 seconds left in the first period. Lady Hornets setting up a play so we get a good shot, and that's who exactly I'd go after is Paris Atkins, and she does a good job getting a foul on Reese. Going to inbound the ball under the basket. 5 seconds left. Again, 14-11 Lady Hornets right at the end of the first period. Getting Reese out of the ball game. That is probably on Reese. That's 2 fouls on Reese. That's big. Muse sets her feet. 3 seconds. 2. She's got to get it loose. Cabot's going to get the steal. That was one of those things we talked about earlier. That was probably not Muse's range where she wanted to be in that situation, is having to dribble the ball with 5 seconds left. She's more of a spot-up shooter. First quarter going like we thought. DJ Timmy's calling her name out on the speaker, and I don't even want to comment. It's just better.
Yeah, and Muse will learn on that one. When you have less than 5 seconds there, you get the basketball where she got it. She's got to have the confidence to go ahead and put that up.
And again, being a sophomore, that's where the inexperience comes in at, is that, you're a freshman and you're a sophomore playing in a varsity basketball game. That's tough. And she has done a wonderful job this year, and that's where experience kind of helps you. And the Lady Hornets, they don't have. In fact, they only have one senior, Lauren Taylor, number 41 on the entire team. So they are definitely a younger, inexperienced squad, but in the future, they're going to be tough to handle.
We touched on this the other night against North Little Rock. It was a tough loss, but it was good experience for these young ladies. And we said it a few times, and it's true again tonight. The future is definitely bright for Lady Hornet basketball.
Well, and one of the things you noticed the other night, too, and we talked about this, North Little Rock got a 30-point lead on us. Well, a lot of teams, and we've watched a lot of teams over the years, they just fold. So then all of a sudden it's a 30, 40-point lead, and all the kids that are just as important to the team, they're still playing. But what you have to do from a coaching standpoint is you got to teach your kids, you got to win every minute after that. And the Lady Hornets got it within 20-something points after that. And Fimple had to put his starters back in, so there's a lot of fight in these girls.
I was very proud of the Lady Hornets the other night for that very reason, Mark.
Theobald is the shooter on number 13. You can see Edmondson immediately comes out on her. Drive to the basket, number 3. Lady Hornets left their feet. They're going to call that foul, and that is Molly Mader. She drove to the basket, but
I think one of the referees called a travel on that.
Yep, there we go. Little Euro step. Only allowed 2 steps in basketball. She must have did 3. That went the Lady Hornets' way. Muse out top, over to Finley. Again, they're going to be swinging it to Paris. Looking for a gap. You can see when you see Paris dribbling, she is excellent. She's looking to get that ball on a drive. Edmondson wide open. Misses that one. She rushed that one. You notice they jumped on her quick.
Yes, Cabot has definitely seen the scouting report on Edmondson.
That's right. Like we talked about earlier, shooters like to be left alone. They want you to go out there and let them set your feet. They don't like to be rushed at. And so that's going to be the strategy on defensive end, both sides tonight, is going after those shooters, not letting them get clean looks. Good move, 21 inside. Let Muse get on her hip. Emily kind of was going with her, and she did a good spin move. And 21, Brooke Leonard for Cabot's going to go to the line. Again, 14-11. 7 minutes left in the second period.
Finley and Muse are going to have to watch the fouls a little bit. They both have 2 early on.
And that was really that foul on Emily just then. If she would have stood her ground, they probably wouldn't have called that. But she was moving as she was moving. And both free throws, no good. Taylor, good job going up for the rebound. But they're going to call her over the back. And I kind of see Coach Matthews saying it. The other girl wasn't blocking out, so it's kind of hard to call over the back when the other girl's not blocking out.
That's one of those contested balls. I think that you swallow the whistle on that one.
Yep, you kind of have to let that one go. Now we've always said it. Whenever I was coaching and helping Coach Crowder out at Bryant, we used to tell our girls all the time, if somebody you block out, they'll call over the back if you put a body on them. If you just try to go jump straight up and down with them, they're not going to call over the back. Bailey Beaver. First free throw is good for Bailey. Second one is missed, but then they call a foul on Lauren Taylor. That's her second one. Number 41 of the Lady Hornets. Beaver shot's no good. Paris Atkins high up for the rebound. And they're going to call a foul when they tried to get the ball from Paris on that, and they're going to call a foul. Bryant, we have 19 fouls. Cabot has 5. So the next one coming up, the next 2 for Cabot. The next one's going to be 1-1. Lady Hornets, our next foul, Cabot's going to be shooting 2 in the bonus. See, swinging it, looking for Paris. And you can see Paris loves that she's looking to drive. Emily's looking to set her feet and shoot that 3. Finley's kind of a hybrid of it, but you can see Edmondson on this right side, number 14. They are not letting Edmondson in. Good move, Finley. Good athletic move by her, driving it down the middle of the lane.
That will kill a man-to-man defense. If you can go right down the middle of the lane, she took advantage of it, and I'm glad to see that shot fall for her.
And if you noticed, good play. That was a good Beaver. That was a great job. Number 34 recognizing that, Bailey Beaver. And that was a good pass and a layup for Cabot. Harris trying to split that defense, got lucky. Finley, long 3, no good. Number 21, Brooke Leonard on the rebound. Leonard got the last layup. And, they got her for the travel on that. She shuffled her feet. Lauren Taylor did a good job. Number 41, the lone senior for the Lady Hornets, did a good job standing her ground, and she knew that she had gotten too far and traveled.
That last offensive possession for the Lady Hornets was a little rushed. Let's see if they settle down and get a good shot here.
And a lot of it on the offensive end is the tempo of the offense. It's how smooth the offense is. And you can see sometimes in a game, and you can watch whether it's pro or college or wherever, you can almost see how the rhythm of the offense, if it's not very good, you can tell that probably the scoring is not going to be really good. Shots up and good.
That's one of those where Muse might have challenged Had she not had 2 fouls already. Hornets need to do a little bit of a better job in passing, screening away. Keep moving on this. Make the defense work. Open shot right there by Edmondson. Didn't go down. Her shots are looking good tonight. They're going to start falling soon. There's Paris Atkins again with pushing the ball up the floor. She passed it off to Finley, and Finley had a good look at the basket. Got a foul there. We'll see if she can hit 2 from the line.
All right, Finley's up for the Lady Hornets. Sorry about that. My headset. That's probably by design. My headsets are going out. No, you do it. You go. I'll get Alex.
Lady Hornets leading to a 2-point lead here. 4:30 left to go in the second quarter. That's going to be another foul on Lauren Taylor. That will be her 3rd. And Mark, one of the things we talked about at the beginning of the game, one of the keys to the game is that we need to improve on the glass.
Lauren Taylor's shot is good for the Lady Hornets. Sorry about that. I was having a little technical difficulties, and that was probably by design, Laster. Somebody probably tried to shut my headset off, which I really don't blame them on that.
DJ Timmy.
Long 3 on the corner for Cabot. Lauren Taylor on the good shot for the Lady Hornets on the other end. Number 24, Elena Evans, missed that one for Cabot. It was just a little long. And Theopold, they're going to get her for a walk. Exactly what they did on Finley a while ago. If you notice, she was dribbling that ball last year. She turned that wrist over. You can't cup that ball whenever you do that.
They're going to call the carry tonight. They've made that call a few times. It's like you pointed out a little bit earlier, Mark. You got to know your referees. Now you're in the second quarter. You know what they're looking for. You know what they're going to call, and you got to avoid that.
Paris Atkins gets it, and Paris doing what she does best, driving hard to the basket. And you can tell Cabot has a tough time defending that.
I think anyone, Mark's going to have a tough time defending Paris. She's so quick off the dribble. She gets to the basket in a very quick, explosive way, and now she's at the line again.
All right, Cabot gets the ball back. Hornets up 20-16. 3:19 left in the second period. Good job, Emily Moose. She held her ground on that, but they're going to call that a block. They must have thought that she was moving just a little bit on that.
It looked from here that her feet were set, but a lot of times those calls can go either way.
Yeah, those are bam-bam calls, man. And they're some of the hardest calls in basketball.
That's going to be her 3rd foul, so she's going to have to be careful going forward.
All right, free throws no good for the Lady Panthers. Number 5, Delaney Ringgold. Paris has it. We know what Paris is going to do. She's going to attack the basket. Good flip out to Natalie Edmondson. And you can see Edmondson's player, Theobald Laster. She is not letting her get anywhere near. She's not leaving her because she knows how good of a shooter she is.
That's good coaching by Coach Jay Cook of Cabot to recognize that. He was not going to come into this game and let Edmondson score 20 points again on 6 3-pointers.
Paris on the line, shooting 2. Lady Hornets up 3, 20-17 with 3 minutes left. And you can see one of the things that we've noticed the other night is that Cabot's doing a good job of what they're doing is they're playing man-to-man, but they're sagging off on their man-to-man, which means that they're not letting Paris have those free lanes. They keep sagging back on it and doing a good job of jumping out on the shooters.
Looks like the Lady Hornets have picked up the defensive intensity.
All right, Lady Hornets get the rebound. Paris Atkins heading to the other end. Getting it to Finley. Finley, the little lefty, likes the left side of the court. Good pull-up jumper for Finley. In and out, no good. Lauren Taylor, strong for the rebound, but they're going to get her over the back. I didn't see the block out. If they're blocking out, they usually don't call over the back, but
you hate that from Lauren Taylor because she's working so hard. She got outstanding position for that rebound, and they called her for the foul.
Yeah, she did a good job, and that's going to be 2 shots for number 21, Brooke Leonard. She's going to be shooting 2 for the Lady Panthers. Again, Lady Hornets up 22-17, 2 minutes left. Leonard shots up, no good. We've been kind of fortunate. Cabot really has not shot free throws very well tonight. If they have this ball game, they may have a lead in the game right now. Second free throw by Leonard's no good. Lauren Taylor, senior Lauren Taylor on the rebound for the Lady Hornets. Paris Atkins looking for a gap, swinging the ball into the game now for the Lady Hornets. Number 15, Mia Winston. See, Cabot's doing a good job. They're sagging off of the shooters on the other side. And Paris misses the shot. Cabot has it going the other way. Going to go out of bounds, number 25. I know exactly how she feels. I've done that 100 times. You see the lane, you got the ball, and you look up and you make the move before you've got the basketball in your hands.
It's one of the most frustrating things in sports, Mark.
Oh, yeah. You see receivers do it all the time. Getting minute 43 left. Lady Hornets up 5.
Let's see if the Hornets can find Edmondson on this possession.
Finley had the right idea going baseline, but a lot of the times when you drive baseline, you got to make sure that you got a good angle when you drive baseline. She got cut off pretty quick, and she tried a little flip pass inside that didn't work out.
She was trying to find Edmondson on the wing. She didn't see that Edmondson had moved down to the baseline, and Edmondson wasn't there for the pass, and it's turnover for the Hornets.
It was one of those passes that if Lauren would have caught it and laid it up, we'd have been going, oh, my gosh, that's an incredible pass, but Lauren didn't see it. Lady Hornets up top. Good defense. Finley's playing that 1-3-1. Good job, Lauren Taylor. Good defense. Edmondson with the rebound for the Lady Hornets. Taylor did a good job just then standing her ground, keeping her hands up, and the shot falls off for the Lady Panthers. Good defense, Lauren. Finley to Edmondson, and they are bracketing Edmondson. They are not letting Edmondson get a shot off tonight at all. Theobald for Cabot's doing a good job on defense. Paris Atkins jumper, no good. It's going to go out of bounds. Thought it went off. Yeah, it went off one of the Lady Hornets. I think there was confusion on that end, but it went off one of the Lady Hornets. We have Winston, Taylor, Finley, Paris Atkins, and Edmondson in the game for the Lady Hornets. Got a backside. Somebody's got to communicate. They had a layup on the backside. Still do.
That's what running that baseline against the zone will get you.
See, Panthers are going to attack that middle. Good job, Paris Atkins, to get back. Atkins to Finley. Good, strong drive. Finley misses the layup. Cabot did a good job getting back, not letting her have a wide-open layup. And number 12, Reese, is back in the ball game for Cabot. Long three, no good on the other side. Edmondson gets the rebound. Reese has been sitting out the majority of the first half. She got 2 fouls in the first period. 8 seconds left in the second period. Lady Hornets up 22-17. Finley's driving, pulls up for a 3, in and out. Finley can't get one. And you can see how she was a little frustrated on that too.
She's got to keep shooting it, Mark.
Yep.
Those shots look like they're going in every time.
Yep, her shots look good. Well, this is halftime at Hornet Arena. The Lady Hornets are up 22-17 over the Cabot Lady Panthers, and we will be right back to start the second half. All right, we are back. Second half action coming up from Hornet Arena. Laster, one of the things we talked about, the keys to the game in the first half, is what the Lady Hornets had to do to be able to beat the Lady Panthers tonight. So far, we're getting the job done. We're up 22-17 to start the second half.
It's very impressive first half by the Lady Hornets. Exactly what you wanted to see after coming off that tough loss to North Little Rock.
Hey, we found out one of our little friends, little just tiny size 3 friends, Tina Kimbrell. I know she's watching, and she retired from the Bryant School District a couple of years ago. Her husband Tom, friend Tom, whatever Tom is.
They're pretty good friends.
They're pretty good friends. And I know they're watching the game, and maybe Tina will get to see Cabot beat Bryant sometime tonight. I know it's been a long time since Tina has probably watched a Cabot team beat Bryant Hornets in anything, especially football. So we wish them well.
Probably since their son played football for Cabot.
It is. And I will say this for Kimbrell, man. I remember his son playing for Cabot, and I was doing the PA for the Bryant games, and we could not figure out who had the ball. He was so good. When Cabot run that veer offense that they ran, and you couldn't tell who had the ball in those situations. So he was good at it. So hello, Tom and Tina Kimbrell. Hope you guys are doing well. I still have a job in the Bryant School District. So has Laster. So things are good here. All right, we're going to start the second half, and the Lady Panthers right off the bat, they're going to turn the ball over on the first offensive possession. Lady Hornets did a good job jumping that. As we talked earlier in the game, shooters do not like to be challenged up top. They like to set their feet and gun, and that's a situation where you usually get a walk on a shooter up top. I think one of the things we're also going to see the second half, Jeremy, is the fact I bet Bryant's going to try to figure out how to get that young lady right there, number 14, more involved in the offense, Haley Edmondson.
I think so too, Mark. I think you're going to see Paris Atkins and then Brylant Finley drive to the lane on her side of the floor quite a bit more and dish it out to her.
And there she is right there. Edmondson Judd almost on cue. They did a good job. She misses the jumper. And I'll tell you, the Theopold she's done a very good job of guarding Edmondson tonight, but she got an open look on that one. Another one we haven't really seen is number 13 for Cabot, and we talked about her, Caitlin Theopold. She is a shooter, and we haven't seen her get warmed up yet, and I guarantee it, some of the adjustments you see at halftime are going to get those two ladies right there, Edmondson for Bryant and Theopold for Cabot, more involved in this basketball game. Finley, good drive to the basket, left-hand runner, good for freshman Brylant Finley. Great job.
And that runner going to the basket is a difficult shot. She made it look easy.
She really did. That was a tough shot. You're right. And she just floated it right in there. Finley, good defense up top. You can see they're just getting them right into Lauren. Got lucky on that one. I thought that ball was going out of bounds. Barry, good drive inside. She's going to be fouled on the play. Layla Reese on the drive.
Layla Reese is the leading scorer for Cabot tonight. She's got 11 of their 17 points.
And she really got most of those points in the first quarter before she got into foul trouble. If she would be in foul trouble, this ball game would be even closer than what it is, or maybe even Cabot could be taking the lead because she really was playing well in that first period. Lady Hornets up 24-18, 6 minutes left in the third period. Reese free throws no good. Paris Atkins going the other way. Strong drive out to Edmondson. Good ball movement. Emily Muse, another very good shooter for the Lady Hornets. Finley looking for her shot. And you can see Cabot's really increased that man-to-man, which is going to help Paris drive into the basket. You heard Coach Matthews telling Brylan, we talked about this at the end of the halftime, Brylan's shot looks good. You said it. Where everything she shoots, and then we're talking about number 21, Brylan Finley for the Lady Hornets, everything she shoots is just rimming out. And you can tell she was getting a little frustrated about that, but all she's got to do is hang in there.
You got to hang in there. She's got a good-looking shot. She knows she's a good shooter. She's got to be confident. They'll start falling for her.
And that's what Coach Matthews was doing just a second ago. He was getting on to her for not shooting that jumper up top. He wants that confidence up high. Paris hits one of her two free throws, 25-18 Lady Hornets. Lady Panthers trying to get the ball inside. Good defense by Emily Muse, and they're going to get the walk on that. Paige Sigler went up, got her rebound, lost her footing. And Muse for the Lady Hornets. Emily did a good job of just standing her ground. She didn't move a whole lot. She didn't drop her hands. And so they got the travel against the Lady Panthers.
She really did. The Hornets need her on the court. Needed to keep her away from foul trouble. She did exactly what she needed to do right there.
One of the things you see, Cabot's in a man-to-man defense. If you notice, the Lady Hornets are really spacing out on offense. And the reason they're doing that is so it'll be a lot easier to attack those lanes just then. Emily got a little bit too far under that block, and when she went to go out for a pass or to pass it back out, she had walked. And that's another one of those things you have to work out on spacing, is the fact that you don't want to get too far in the lane or too low on the baseline. You want to keep it kind of in the middle of the court. It's easier to attack that way. A little miscommunication by the Lady Hornets on that, but good job, Edmondson, tipping the rebound to Muse. And here comes Paris Atkins straight down the lane, and they're going to call a charge on that. That was one of those where Paris, she had a kick out to the right. If she would have just passed that ball about 3 or 4 feet earlier, Bryant would have had a wide open layup.
Paris tried to get around that charge, just wasn't able to make it happen.
That's one of those things in basketball. We used to call it no man's land. Once you get about 10 feet away from the basket on a drive, you've got to make a decision. If that person is standing in front of you, you've got to kick it and get it away, because they're going to call that charge a lot of the times when you come barreling in like that, and Paris was a little out of control. Again, 25-18 Lady Hornets, 4:50 left. Good-looking jumper up top, no good by Reese. Layla Reese has played a very good game for the Lady Panthers. Back to Finley. Finley, good drive to the basket. Brylant Finley, good strong move.
Paris Atkins did a good job pushing that ball strong and found Finley going to the basket.
27-18. Back up to Reese out top. Reese looking for an angle, and good job Paris Atkins on defense.
There she is in the passing lane again. It's like that every trip down the floor, it seems.
Paris so far has 9 points for the Lady Hornets. Brylant Finley has 10 points. Good defense again for the Lady Hornets up top. Edmondson, Finley, and Lauren Lane doing a great job up top.
Hornets very active in this zone defense.
Doing a good job, help defense. Theopold first shot up and good. And you can see right there, we talked about her at the beginning of the game. She set her feet just then last year, and when she did, you can see what happens.
We can't afford to let her get hot.
Nope. They did a good job on offense, moving the defense back and forth. The Lady Hornets were switching. Theopold got open and busted a three, and she could do that all night long. We're going to have to get her moving. Atkins missed shot on the other end. 27-21 Lady Hornets. We got 3:30 left. And there's our girl again, Theopold. No good. Edmondson did a good job going out on her and changing her shot. Atkins gets a rebound going the other way. Finley, good-looking move, shot, driving. Again, Finley has a very good shot. Even on the move, she does a good job, and that ball looked good. Reese has it. Baseline for Cabot, looking to drive. They're going to swing it back around. Good defense. Edmondson on the Lady Panthers on the outside. Back up to Reese up top. They're trying to isolate Reese, get her to where she can drive. And there she is inside. Good move. No good. Good defense, but good offside rebound for the Lady Panthers. Bailey Beaver on a good shot.
One of the things we talked about as key to the game is to try to improve on the glass. The Hornets missed out on an opportunity there by not being able to grab that rebound.
Yeah, just blocking out. Going to call a foul on Beaver on that play. She went out there to get Lauren Lane. Kind of reached on that. It's going to be 2 team fouls for Cabot, 2 for the Lady Hornets. So we have several fouls before we even go into the 1-and-1, and it's 2:38 left. Coach Matthews calls a timeout, and we were talking about that earlier. One of the things that we talked about at the beginning of the game last year is the fact that every team, no matter who they are, they always have 1 or 2 players, and we call them their dudes. Girl, boy, doesn't matter. And for Pam Kinney, we call them dogs. She likes the word tigers, but we call them dogs. And dogs means these people are the best players on the court. And every team, what they try to do is to get their dudes the ball on the offensive end. That's what they try to do. From a defensive standpoint, you're trying to keep the dudes from getting the ball. And, that's going to be the key for the rest of this basketball game as the Lady Hornets are up 4 with 2:38 left.
You're right, Mark, and it goes back to that chess match that you talked about a little bit earlier. And as you've mentioned a couple times, basketball really is a simple game from that standpoint. If your team can keep the other team's best players from scoring, you're going to have a good chance. And if your best players are having a good night, you're going to have a good chance. So let's see what happens here in the last about quarter and 2 minutes.
That's right. And where coaching comes in is coaching is really very important in basketball, is the chess match of trying to figure out how to stop the other guy's dudes. That's what it comes down to. And how do you figure out how to do that? And that's the important part of coaching. Now, if you do it on the collegiate level, it's all about recruiting. If you got five stars on the court, you really, all this coaching stuff doesn't matter. You just give them the ball and let them roll. Edmondson out top again. Cabot's done a good job on her tonight. Muse up top, no good. Good hustle by Atkins, but Reese gets it for Cabot, and they're going the other way. Good screen out top for Beavers to get the wide open three off the pass. No good. Again, Beavers, good strong rebound. No good, and there's our girl, Paris Atkins, going the other way with it.
She's been everywhere tonight, Mark.
She has. Back to Finley. Good-looking shot for Finley. Ball long, but no good. She needs to keep shooting them. That's going to be a walk, but they didn't call it. Anytime you roll over with the ball, that's a walk. They let that one go. Cabot driving. Finley, good job on the defense. Again, guess who? I don't have to say her name. It's Paris Atkins. Off the rebound, going the other way.
That's going to be the third foul on Reese. That's a big foul.
Yeah, Reese just reached on that one, and that is a big foul because Reese is a big stability factor for their offense. Just her being in the game settles them down. And that's going to put more pressure on some of the other Lady Hornets to try to make up for the fact Reese is not in the game. Again, Paris going to be swinging it back out to Finley. Let her control the offense. She did the same thing again. And, again, we talked about this. At least they're consistently calling that.
They are consistently calling it, and by now at this point in the game, you got to know that you can't do it.
That's right. Whether you like the call or not, they're consistently calling it on both ends, so you've got to adapt to that. And Finley's got to adapt to it off the dribble. Again, good defense by the Lady Hornets. A good pass inside, number 21, Brooke Leonard on the jumper, and that's how you break down a zone defense. As you attack the middle, you hit those little mid-range jumpers. It's hard to be able to do that. Good move by Finley out to Muse, sets her feet, shot up, no good. Lane, great rebound for the Lady Hornets. Lauren Lane did a good job hustling down that ball. Back out to Finley, to Muse. Yeah. I think one of the things Emily's going to figure out on her game is the fact she is probably one of her weak parts of her game is ball handling. And when Emily figures out to kind of stay away from the drive part of her game, stick to that top of the key area, shoot that shot, she is going to be a force offensively. Good defense, Lady Hornets again. Cabot looking to move that ball around. Theopold sets her feet. No good. Finley with the rebound going the other way. 1-on-2. Great split move by Finley. Great job.
Outstanding move by Finley, and exactly what the Hornets needed with a shot going toward the basket there. Easy layup.
29-25 Lady Hornets. 20 seconds left in the third period. Cabot drive to the basket. They let her have that one. Number 24, Elena Evans, good drive, weak side defense. I think they lost her when she went under the basket and came back up. Lady Hornets up 2, 7 seconds. Good screen by Muse. Back to her. Yep, again, that's one of the things on defense. If you're Cabot right now, if Emily gets it, you want Emily driving with the ball. And they did a good job jumping out on her.
She didn't quite get her feet set on that mark, and that's why she wasn't able to get off a good shot.
Well, like I said, we go back to those keys of the game. It's one of the things we talked about. It's 29-27. Fourth quarter, it's fresh ball game. You might as well count it 0-0. Lady Hornets are up 2. But basically, this is just going to end up being who's going to be able to take care of business and take over in the fourth quarter.
What you saw in the third quarter is Bryant shot a lot of outside shots. They just weren't falling. What you'd like to see early on in the fourth quarter is get something going toward the basket. Maybe that will open up some of your outside shots.
And if you notice, too, the Lady Hornets and Paris played very well in that third quarter. But later in that third quarter, you can tell Paris was tired. And Paris started to kind of, you could see it a couple of times as she went over toward the bench area. she kind of disappeared more at the end of that third quarter due to the fact she's tired. She's probably got her legs back up under her now, and let's see how she comes out at the start of the fourth quarter.
She's got an outstanding motor. She's always going. She's everywhere, always around the ball. You couldn't blame her for being tired. Hopefully she's able to get a breather right here and come out and give it a good fourth quarter.
And Lady Hornets back out with Muse, Finley, Paris Atkins, Lauren Lane, Emily Edmondson, and then, like I said, we haven't seen Edmondson too much. They have done a very good job on Natalie Edmondson in the in this ball game, but I expect Natalie's going to get some shots in this fourth quarter with Paris driving. And you can see Paris, she got her legs on that one. That little rest did her some well. She did a good job, 31-27.
That's as good a basketball move offensively as you'll ever see.
She did a good job, and you can even see the bounce in her legs were better. Lauren Lane trying to get the steal to Beaver underneath. Beaver misses it. And there we go. If we're playing who's got the rebound at home and you say Paris Atkins, you're going to win 90% of the time because she's got it. Finley trying to force it. They didn't call it because she was forcing it. That was good defense by Cabot. Down, underneath, no good. Muse with the rebound for the Lady Hornets. I know number 21, Brooke Leonard, I know she was frustrated. She reached in on Muse on the foul. And, again, we talked about this Tuesday night. One of the hardest shots in basketball, and when you play the game, you understand wide open shots in that 2 to 3 foot range are not as easy as you think they are.
No, Mark, you'd much rather have somebody in front of you or on you when you're shooting that shot.
Because the worst thing you can do in sports is think. And when you get a wide open shot and you catch it, you're thinking. And too many things can happen when you think, especially in sports. Edmondson out top. Again, the Hornets, basically what they're running is to get this right here, is to get Paris up top, isolate her. Cabot did a good job on defense. They get the steal going the other way, and you want to isolate Paris, and she wants to take it to the basket. Driving to the basket, and she walked. She shuffled her feet. Good defense by the Lady Hornets again, doing a good job. One thing that we've noticed tonight with us is the fact we've done a good job on defense is that we really attack the basket.
That's exactly right, Mark.
Or attack the ball is what I'm trying to say is, and which is causing Cabot to move their feet in a lot of situations. Atkins, good move inside, a little too hard. And Cabot's got the rebound going the other way. Molly Mater has it for Cabot on the right-hand side, looking to go inside, out to Reese up top. Reese drives her offense, and they're looking for Leopold, number 13. Shot inside, no good by Madar. Muse, good rebound for the Lady Hornets.
Looking for a good offensive set right here from the Lady Hornets.
Yeah, they just need to slow down a little bit. Don't push it. If you get a good lane at it, attack it. If not, just bring it back out, move the ball around, make Cabot work. Lauren Lane gets it again, looking for a gap. Good defense by Cabot. And you can see they did a very good job with the steal. Lauren Lane doing a good job of jumping back in to get that jump. And you can always tell a well-coached team and what that offense that the Hornets are running, that's basically what we call a high flex. And what you're looking for is that if the other team on defense doesn't switch quick enough, you get wide open lanes to the basket. Cabot just then did a very good job of making sure they switched, which caused that turnover. They had those lanes blocked. Leopold again, number 13. She has been quiet, but she is a shooter. If she sets her feet, and she didn't see that pass coming through, Reese thought she was going to pop back out for it, and they cut to make the screen. Turnover on the Lady Panthers, 31-27, Lady Hornets.
In addition to having 11 points on offense, Paris Atkins has done a very good job on three ball tonight.
See Finley back up top to Muse again. Same way, Lady Hornets going to spread out. They didn't switch quick enough, and guess who? Oh, I thought she had it. Just short. And Reese has it going the other way. And she carried. Again, good job on the officiating crew tonight. Reese went to make that move. She put that basketball above her palms, flipped it back over, and they called it a travel. They've been doing it all night.
Well, just like teams have keys to the game, referees also have focus areas before they go to the game. And I think tonight carrying is a focus area.
That's right. Because it gives the offensive player an advantage if you are able to do that. Finley back up top, looking for the three, back up the lane. Lane driving hard in the middle. Good job. She's fouled on the play. She did a good job of making that contact happen.
And that's what a good aggressive move to the basket will get to you.
Sigler on the foul for the Lady Panthers. That's her third foul. Again, Lady Hornets up 31-27, 4:48 left in the fourth period. Tell you, Lauren Lane, she's got a good shot at the free throw line. It's soft. I mean, the net hardly even moves when it goes through. Free throw no good. Reese with the rebound. And Lady Panthers getting to a point. They're down 5.
Oh.
And good defense, Lady Hornets. Again, Reese with the rebound. Good-looking shot inside. Reese gets it, puts it back up. 32-29 now, Lady Hornets. See, Lady Panthers, they've extended that defense out. They're going to put a lot more pressure on them up top. And Paris can take advantage of that. She just has to be patient, and she did a good job just then on the patience of it.
She heard you, Mark. She was patient. It opened up for her, and she took it right to the hole.
Don't force it. Anytime you see that defense spreads out and they go man-to-man basically on a half court, you take your best player, put it on their best defender is what just happened. Just take your time. Your lane's going to come open. They did a good job. Long three, no good. Bounced off the top of the backboard. Lady Hornets up 5 right now. See, Paris did a good job, and she got that wide open lane. We're going to watch that same thing on this end right here. Lady Panthers are going to extend it out. We're going to look for a lane. We're going to try to get it back out to Paris. If she's patient, she's going to have a look. Good defense by Cabot, but she thought she walked on that. I was surprised they didn't call it. But number 2, Maggie, I think Maggie Sir, a senior for the Lady Panthers, she gets the steal, take it the other way. And we just talked about patience on the offensive end. They extend that defense out. Brylan, a little bit of inexperience there. She tried to force that to Emily Muse. She really didn't need to do that because since that defender was so far out on Emily, spacing is one of the things you need to talk about. A lot of the times on the offensive end, if Emily would have really kind of just walked more toward half court, it would have left Finley with a wide open lane to get around that just then. They stayed a little too close.
Well, it goes back to that chess match you talked about, Mark. You know, Jay Cook, coach for Cabot, changed his defense, extended it out, and then what do you see right now? You see Brad Matthews calling a timeout and letting his team know how to attack that defense.
Yep. That's it. Important thing against a man-to-man defense is spacing. Spread out. That way it's harder for them to trap you. It's harder for them to be able to steal a pass across the lane like that. And so if we work on that spacing, you can already see the Lady Hornets, their spacing's a lot better. See, Muse is staying away from Finley, and they're just rotating the ball. Looking for a gap. There's our girl Paris. Let's see what happens. Good patience by Paris. Oh, and there's our girl Edmondson underneath. Good job. Muse found her. Good shot, Natalie Edmondson.
Mark, that's her first basket of the night.
We said that fourth quarter, she needed to be a part of that fourth quarter for the Lady Hornets to win. 36-31, 3 minutes left. Lady Hornets up 5. Reese looking for a lane. She gets it, takes it straight to the basket and good. We talked about it. You get your best players at the top of the floor, giving that man-to-man defense. You let them get the ball, and here's Paris. Again, Paris taking it straight at Reese, same thing. Like we said, Jeremy, it's a simple game. 38-33, Lady Hornets.
That's 15 for Paris.
Same way on the other end. They're going to be looking. Move the ball around. Sir's got it underneath. Back out to Reese up top. Reese, good lane. Shot no good. Good defense. Emily Muse keeping her hands up. Lady Hornets have it going the other way. Big stop. Emily, don't force it. We just talked about it. Get it to the – there you go, Emily. Good job. And there's Paris again. Now, it helps, I'll say this, when you have a player like Paris Atkins, it's really easy to coach situations like that because you basically just teach them an offense, find the gap, and let Paris do the work, and she has showed out tonight.
And it hasn't just been on the offensive end. She has been outstanding on the defensive end as well.
Reese up top, jumper no good. Muse, good job getting a body. They're going to call over the back on Cabot.
That's exactly what you talked about earlier there, Mark. Muse got a great position there, and the ref had no choice but to call over the back on that play.
Hey, if we were going to have, as we use this term and we meet it in the best way possible, we use the term dog. If we were going to have a Pam Kenny dog of the night for the Lady Hornets, who you got, Laster?
Well, my dog of the night is going to be Paris Atkins.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Even without all the points, she has been in the passing lane. She's turned them over. She's gotten rebounds, made a bunch of big plays.
Yeah, Coach Matthews calls a timeout then. Paris just then driving to the basket. And basically what the dog of the night means, she is the best player on the basketball floor tonight without a doubt. In fact, Tuesday night, if we had a Pam Kenny dog of the night, it was going to be DJ Smith from North Little Rock because he was the little point guard from North Little Rock, 5'8". Hey, and we call it both ways. Hey, good players are good players, and if we see them from the other team and for the Hornets at the same time, DJ Smith the other night, North Little Rock doesn't beat Bryant with that DJ Smith showing out the way he did.
They sure done it because Cameron Hunter had an amazing night. He had 36.
Yep,
36
same thing.
in a high school basketball game, and it took that performance from North Little Rock to overcome the Hornets.
And Cameron Hunter is a special player. He's going to University of Central Arkansas next year to play basketball. Go Bears. Cameron Hunter is going to be a fantastic player for them.
He's going to present a lot of matchup problems for everybody they face, just like he does here.
Emily Muse inbound on the ball, gets it to Finley out top. Lady Hornets up 7. Good defense by the Lady Panthers. They're getting after it, and Finley's got to be sure to protect that ball. They're going to call a jump. And you can see Coach Matthews trying to adjust off the play. Muse going to be bringing the ball in, and that's one of the things Bryland's got to realize. Later in the ball game with a minute left, the officials don't call as much. And good job, Bryland, coming back to it. She's just got to move and be sure that she doesn't put that ball in front of her, and they got her again for carrying it.
That might have been the 8th or 9th call for that tonight, Mark.
And again, if you're watching and listening to us, the thing is they've called that both ways all night. And like you said, Jeremy, that has to be something that they talked about before the game started because it's gone both ways all night long. Same thing. Maybe there was some sort of like a referee PLC where they just kind of sat down and charted out the things that they were going to call tonight.
There was definitely a memo, Mark.
Yeah, there's an email somewhere floating around about that one. Atkins gets the ball up top. You can see Cabot Lady Panthers are really not one to push her too much. Now, I didn't see the walk on that. They called the walk on Bryland on that, but I don't see that. I didn't see the walk on that one.
What the Lady Hornets need to realize is at this point in the game, Cabot's going to have to start fouling.
Yep.
Get the ball in your ball handlers and free throw shooters' hands and make those free throws.
Reese out top. 40 seconds left. Lady Hornets up 7. Good defense. Theopold sets her feet. Ball up. She barely missed it. She knows it. She had her feet set, and she had not got many opportunities tonight to do that. She had a wide open look, and she just barely missed it.
That shot looked good, Mark. Luckily for the Hornets, it didn't fall.
Lady Panthers bring it in underneath. Lady Hornets, this is where you really have to communicate on defense. You don't want to give somebody an open look. Lady Panthers did a good job. Delaney Ringgold did a good job getting the ball and attacking the basket, and Coach Cook of Cabot is going to call timeout.
So, Mark, in this last 32 seconds, the Hornets have to protect the ball, and they have to be ready to make their free throws. If they can do that, might end up with a Hornet win tonight.
One of the things you'll probably see them do is that, Finley and Paris are our two best ball handlers. Cabot is probably either going to press or they're really going to pick it up like they've been doing, which is strong man-to-man at that half court and really trap out of it.
You're right.
And so if we pay attention and you really keep your eyes facing the basket, you're going to get somebody with a wide-open layup if you'll just pay attention. And what you may see is Coach Matthews put somebody on one of those blocks on the other end. So as Cabot begins to trap, you'll be able to make that quick, long pass. You see so many times in situations like this, you get those easy layups.
You want to have another one of your teammates, if you face a trap, flash the ball too so you can get rid of it.
Yep. And they're going to go full court press. So I can guarantee it. Number 10, Paris Atkins, she's going to try to figure out a way, or we're going to try to figure out a way to get her the ball, whether it screens. Yeah, Lady Hornets didn't do a good job of bringing that ball inside a pass, and we got to – yeah, I was about to say, that was off on Bryant. Emily made a cut, Natalie probably didn't throw her the best pass. Ball goes out of bounds. And I guarantee it, Coach Matthews was wanting the reverse of that. What Natalie should have done is reversed it, and Paris was open right underneath the basket. Lady Panthers have it. Lady Hornets up 5, 28 seconds left. Reese has it. Theopold sets her feet, long three, no good. And they called Cabot on the other end. I think they have him a push on the rebound. And that was Reese. Reese flashed in to get the rebound. Call a foul. And we're going to be shooting a 1-and-1. Emily Muse will be shooting a 1-and-1 for the Lady Hornets. 23 seconds left. Excuse me, Lauren Lane will be shooting the free throws. Lauren, good free throw shooter. Real soft touch. I jinxed her. Should have never done it. Should have never said a word. Lady Panthers have it going the other way. Good defense, Lady Hornets. 16 seconds left. Lady Hornets up 5, getting it to Reese, and they're going to call that an illegal screen right there. What number 21 did, and the reason that's an illegal screen is she made contact with the player instead of standing in the way, and that's the difference between a screen and basically a block. She initiated the contact. You can't initiate the contact off screen.
And it's a good timeout by Coach Matthews here. He's going to make sure with 12 seconds left that the Hornets are ready to attack this full court press, be able to protect the basketball, and hopefully get out of here with a win.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing. Is the key is that off that inbound. We had the right inbound a while ago when Natalie Edmondson was throwing the ball in for the Lady Hornets, and it went off Emily's hand. If Natalie, and we talked about patience, if Natalie would have just waited just a half a second longer when Emily cut across and faked that pass to Emily, Paris was underneath the basket just then. All she had to do was quick pass to Paris, and with Paris' speed, Paris would have been 6 seconds down the court before Cabot would have been able to foul her at that point.
Sometimes it's easier said than done when you're facing that press.
It is.
The whole purpose of the press is to try to speed you up, trap you, get you to do stuff that you're not comfortable with. I have a good feeling, though, that with this timeout, Coach Matthews will have them ready to attack the press.
And you're exactly right. The whole point of it is to make you impatient. The goal of an offense is to be patient, and so you can attack like we saw with Paris earlier. The goal of a defense is to speed you up, to keep you from being patient, which in turn throws you off. Going to change it up a little bit. Coach Matthews has Paris throwing it in now. And so what you may see is a quick pass in, and then Paris on a cut right there, and then back to Paris.
Well, you called it, Mark. That's exactly the play that Coach Matthews had drawn up. They just were able to foul Muse before she got the pass away.
And Emily does a good job of when you have somebody like Emily who can position her body to the point, and the defender, it's kind of hard for her to get around her real quick because Emily does a good job of moving her feet and hips, and so she kind of blocks that person out. You get that pass to her, you flip that back to Paris again quick enough. Paris is down the court, and Cabot's not able to defend it. Free throw no good by Emily. 10 seconds left. Lady Hornets up 5. Cabot's got to score and score fast. They're doing a good job of staying in front of them. Leopold set her feet, long three. No good. Lady Hornets. Doesn't matter. Ball was tipped in to make it 40-37. And Lady Hornets are going to get a win tonight against a very good Cabot Lady Panther basketball team.
Very solid win for the Lady Hornets tonight, led again by Paris Atkins with 17, and then Finley added 12.
Again, you got a junior in Atkins. Again, dog of the night. That's without a doubt. Paris Atkins, best player on the court tonight for the Lady Hornets. Great job. Really impressed with Finley. You got to remember, Finley is a freshman playing varsity basketball at this level, and she did a wonderful job. All right, basketball fans, thank goodness you're not going to have to listen to us for another 15 or 20 minutes. We are now in between games between the Lady Hornets with a victory tonight. Sorry, Tina Kimbrell. And we are going next. It is going to be Bryant boys versus the Cabot boys, Hornets versus Panthers in high school basketball. And it's Mark Scarlett and Jeremy Laster, and we'll catch you guys coming up right before the boys game. Thanks for listening. All right, basketball fans, welcome back to Hornet Arena. It is the Bryant boys versus the Cabot boys, finishing our games here tonight at one of the palatial palaces of high school basketball in Arkansas. It's Mark Scarlett and Jeremy Laster. We are calling the games for you here tonight, and we are looking forward to a very good ball game. Jeremy, the one thing you can always guarantee when Cabot and Bryant play, it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, track and field, wrestling, it doesn't matter. It's going to be intense, and they're going to get after each other.
That's right. You know, Cabot comes in here with a 0-5 conference mark, but you're right. You got to throw that out the window.
Yeah.
These two programs are rivals in every sport. You're going to get Cabot's best effort every time you play them, and so the Hornets are going to have to come tonight ready to play.
And that's the one thing that you love about, you know, no matter if it is in any collegiate, used to be that way probably more in the NBA years ago, like with Celtics versus Lakers and the Bulls versus the Pistons. It was that no matter what was going to happen, you're going to get the intensity of a game the entire time. And what you're going to see tonight, even if both teams may not be two of the best teams in the entire state in high school boys basketball, but they're going to play like it's a state championship game tonight, without a doubt. Tuesday night, we saw the Hornets lose a tough game against North Little Rock, and we saw a great game. I mean, if you watch two very good basketball teams and you saw a absolute stud performance from our own Cameron Hunter.
You're right, Mark. Cameron Hunter scored 36 points, and he pulled down 9 rebounds. It just wasn't enough as the Hornets lost to North Little Rock 72-64. He left it all on the court. One of the keys to the game tonight, though, Mark, is you know what you're going to get from Cameron Hunter. He's going to be able to score for you. He presents a matchup problem for every team that we face, but the Hornets are going to have to find a way to get him some help.
That's it. And I mean, without a doubt, it's the Jeremy Laster keys to the game is we know who the dude is. We know it's Cameron Hunter. The key is Cabot is going to be able to figure out how to guard Cameron Hunter. It's who is going to be able for Bryant to take over when Cameron Hunter can't get a shot off. Who's going to be able to score for the Hornets tonight? And Cameron Hunter on the tip, out to Corey Nichols up top. Adams inside. Good move inside. Good pass by Adams and a good move by I lost him where he was out on the field. Number 3, I am so sorry. Cade Ruffner. Good defense by the Hornets up top. Cabot with the turnover. Ruffner did a good job just a while ago. Cutting across that lane, Adams did a very good job of seeing him. Good cut. And Ruffner, who is a very good shooter, getting out of his box right there, usually when he's shooting 3, and you can see Ruffner. Good pass inside Hunter to Diggins. Will Diggins, one of the best offensive tackles in the state. Called his name plenty of times this past year for the Hornets. And the Hornets being real aggressive, man-to-man defense. Good job moving his feet. Will Diggins up top to Corey Nichols, one of our best on-ball defenders. And Hornets doing a great job defensively last year. You can tell Cabot struggling with it.
The Hornets are really making Cabot speed up, doing some things they don't want to do, they're not comfortable doing.
Long 3, number 20 for Cabot. Good shot, Braden Roberts. And you can see both teams are very well coached. The head coach for Cabot's Logan Bailey. Just was a few years ago, Cabot was won a state championship against Bentonville. Malik Monk. I think that's who they beat, if I get that right. Yeah. Because Bryant had them at Cabot. That was one of the best high school basketball games I went to. We had a chance to beat them at Cabot in the state championship game. I think we ended up going to overtime. We missed a short shot at the end. Cameron Hunter, good strong move inside with his right hand. Cameron Hunter, a lefty. He did a good job spinning his body, little right hand drift shot. We're up 6-3 over Cabot early. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left.
And 3 point-blank baskets by the Hornets. Good offensive possessions.
Good defense again. Adams with the steal. Adams doing a good job holding it back up. Good pass to Hunter. And again, Hornets moving the ball around to Corey. Yep, Corey's going to have a double dribble. He got the first pass, had control of it, and then he dribbles it again. They're going to get that every time.
Mark, we've talked for a couple of ball games now about getting the ball into no man's land. That's exactly what happened in that possession.
Yep. It's one of those things you can get too far under the basket. You get too far under the basket, then all you can really do is pass, and the defense does a good job of attacking it from that standpoint. Ruffner tips that ball out of bounds. Cabot going for the back door. And we've talked about this already, Jeremy, for 2 games. The whole thing that you're trying to do on defense is disrupt the offense of the other team. And so far, the Hornets are really causing Cabot. You can see they're struggling on offense to get anything going.
And that was a great recovery by Ruffner there to get back in the passing lane.
Again, big Will up top. Again, Cabot just moving the ball around, trying to find any kind of a weakness in that Hornet defense. And they just discovered it right there, because what you want to be able to do is Diggins was so far up top, they got a good lane, and we know Will's probably not quick enough for those outside covering a guard. Ruffner, long 3, no good. And Cabot did a good job on the other end offensively. Got the mismatch. They just missed the shot. Good rebound for the Hornets last time. Same thing, you got Will up top. Will's probably going to have to back off just a little bit so they don't drive around him. Again, Cabot, well coached. You can see it on offense. They're doing a good job of moving, getting their shooter open. He banks it off the glass and good. Didn't call it. I don't know if they ought to call it. If you don't call it, I don't think it counts. And Sam Owens has a 3.
That's 2-3 there for Cabot.
Diggins using his strength down low. Good job, Big Will. A little too strong. Gets the rebound. He's going to be fouled on the play. Will missed that. That's called a bench press miss. When you bench press like 375, that little basketball sometimes feels like a little BB in your hand. Those are issues I have a feeling me and you ever had a problem with, Jeremy. Something tells me.
If I ever missed a shot, it wasn't a bench press miss.
It wasn't because I was too strong. Cameron Hunter, 3 out top, good. DJ Timmy counting it out for the Bryant fans. Another Schrader Holmes 3. And it's 9-6 Hornets. Cabot skipping to the shooters. Number 1, long 3, no good. 3, good weak side rebound, taking it up. He's going to be fouled on the play, and Cameron knew it. Cameron Hunter left his feet.
He did. When you leave your feet like that, Sam Owen did a good ball fake there for Cabot. Cameron left his feet, and that's going to be a foul probably 8 times out of 10.
Number 3, Sam Owen on the line. And one of the things you've probably already noticed, and you can just tell by watching the game at this point, Cabot's a smaller team. So in smaller teams, and you can see Cabot has good shooters, one of the things they're going to do tonight is they're going to attack the defense. You know, they're going to attack the Hornet defense, and they're going to look for kickouts and wide open 3s. You'll see that strategy all night. If Hornets do a good job of stopping the lanes, Cabot's going to have a harder time doing that. It's going to disrupt their offense. Gavin Brunson down low, Schroeder in the game. Kind of a touch foul out top. And what you're always looking for as a coach, Jeremy, is when the game started, what you're trying to do at the same time Abrahamson is doing and Bailey's doing the same thing for Cabot, is getting a feel what are the officials going to call. Last game, it was cupping the ball and they called it a traveling. What's going to be the tendency this game they need to watch out for? Cameron Hunter, long 3, no good. Muse with the rebound for Cabot. Number 4, Jaden Wally's in the ball game, or Whaley. Whaley gets it out top, and they're going to call a block on the other end on a screen. The same thing. They were trying to set the screen up for the shooter. Brandon Bennett went out, and anytime, we said this the last ball game, if you initiate contact, they're going to call foul every time. A good screen, you wait on the player to come to you. You initiate it, it's a foul. Connor down low to Gavin Brunson. Gavin Brunson, a good spin move opposite and gets it to go in, and good. They count the basket. Good job, Gavin Brunson. Did a good job where he was kind of on his left foot, sprung to the right. Good move.
That was an outstanding pivot move, and it goes back to what we talked about earlier. He was patient.
Yep, he really was. Didn't speed it up. Took time. Leaks. He got Chris Leaks, number 42, off his feet. Brunson gets the basket and the free throw. The old-fashioned three-point play. Hornets up 4, 12-8. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. See, Hornets really pushing up top with man-to-man. Don't want to chase off those screens. 12 for Cabot. Long shot, no good. Gavin Muse missed it. Schroeder, long 3, good. Right off of it. Corey Nichols found him. Schroeder did a good job coming right off of it. Hits the 3, and Bailey calls a timeout for Cabot pretty quick as the Hornets up 15-8.
That was a good timeout for Cabot. You could see that the Hornets starting to find some rhythm. They're catching the ball in good rhythm, good pace, and knocking down some shots.
And I tell you, Schroeder did a good job. Schroeder has been a safety for the Hornets the last couple of years, done a fantastic job. I know in 2019 he had several interceptions, had another great year this year. I think he told me the other day he's going to Arkansas State. Extremely smart kid. So if you know his parents, you know that he takes after his mother, without a doubt.
We're very happy for him. He's going to be nothing but good things ahead for that young man.
Yeah, he is. He's a great kid. I'll tell you, you take a look at a lot of these kids on this basketball team that played football. It's the one thing that you can guarantee all these kids are. They're good kids. They're going to be hard workers. Schroeder's going to do a great job at the next level. Whaley's got it up top for Cabot. Good hard-nosed man-to-man defense for the Hornets. Cabot's going to try to figure out how to get them out of position to get some open looks. And you can see that's why they're moved. Coach Bailey for Cabot, his job is to design an offense to get them to where they're open, and he's gonna travel off that. Number 11 had a tough pass. Evan Tonneson, Chris Leaks gave him a little bit too hard of a pass, and it was hard for Tonneson to set his feet. They got him for the walk.
He had a hard time controlling that one, and he drug his foot there.
Landon Newbern into the ball game now. Back to Corey Nichols. You have Gavin Brunson. You have Austin Schroeder. And you have Cade Ruffner in the ball game for the Hornets. Up top, Newbern loses it. Cabot's going the other way with it.
Newbern knew what he wanted to do there, just a little bit of a tentative pass.
Yep. Good pass down low. Leaks gets it. Good defense. Brunson. Ruffner with the rebound. Hornets going the other way to Corey Nichols. To Newbern on the edge. Good job being patient to Newbern. Shot wasn't there. Out to Schroeder. You see Schroeder attacking. Again, good defense by Cabot, making sure the shooters don't get open. Out to Corey up top. Again, Brunson doing a good job. Being strong, good move underneath. Again, he misses the shot. Just a little too weak off of it. And he gets the ball back, and they're going to call jump ball.
Even though he didn't get that to fall mark, I'm really impressed with Brunson. He is a strong basketball player there on the post, and he's got some moves there.
He does. He is a 6'2 senior, 185 pounds, and he did a good job on that spin move. Again, like we talked about earlier, he was open. So it's like you get open, you're expecting somebody to make contact with you. It doesn't happen. You go a little short with it. Getting Cabot out top. Number 50 into the ball game now. Jarrett Coleman, 6'5", 220 sophomore for Cabot. Going to have a block on the play. It's 15-8. Hornets up 7 at this point. 2 minutes left in the first period. Whaley up top for Cabot. Good screen up top. Whaley takes it strong. Good shot over Schroeder. Whaley did a good job, and you can see the flow of that offense. Cabot come out, set a good screen up top, and Whaley took it straight to the basket.
He sure did. He looks like an explosive player early on.
Nichols moving the ball into Newbern. Newbern back out all the way to Ruffner on the wing. Good looking, set his feet. No good. Rebound, Cabot. Number 20, Braden Roberts pushing it the other way. Yep, a little bit too much pass. Evan Tonneson, he had a pretty good idea of where he wanted to go. He tried to get it down to number 50, Jarrett Coleman. He just put a little bit too much spin on it. Hunter back in the ball game for the Hornets. You can see Cameron's just a difficult guard. He is so hard to guard on the defensive end. You got to know where he's at all times, and he can score from everywhere, outside, inside.
Coach Abrahamson talked about the need to get him
some
rest.
Good pass. Excellent pass by Ruffner. Drake Fowler, a freshman, cuts loose, 6'2", 160 pounds. He did a good job getting open, and Cameron Hunter being in the ball game caused that, because they were accounting for him moving on the other side of the court. And good play by Ruffner.
And the Hornets are very patient there offensively, waiting for a good shot.
It's a good block by Ruffner. Ruffner's really come out to play well, gets it all the way down to Brunson. Layup's good for the Hornets. 19-10, Hornets, 50 seconds left. Good defense, good play, Gavin Brunson. Cade Ruffner's done a good job in the first quarter for the Hornets. Fowler, Grady, jump back real quick. You can see a little inexperience from Fowler there as a freshman. He let his man get away from him just a little bit. But he's athletic enough and quick enough he can make up for that. Cabot up top. Again, Hornets in man-to-man. They're being aggressive. They're making Cabot work for everything. And, again, there's our guy, Cade Ruffner, with another steal. Takes it all the way down the court. No good. Fouled on the play by Jarrett Coleman.
Hornet man-to-man defense causing a lot of problems for Cabot right now, Mark.
Yeah, Cade Ruffner's done a great job, man. You take a look at Ruffner in this first quarter. Cade has a couple of good assists. It's going to be his 3rd point. Hornets up 10 in first quarter. Again, 27 seconds left. Hornets up 20-10.
What we're seeing so far, Mark, is that Cameron Hunter's getting some help. Balanced scoring for the Hornets so far.
Ruffner shot again. Good. Yeah, you're not putting everything on Cameron. Cameron had 36 points the other night. If he would have had 26 points the other night and somebody else would have accounted for 10 of those, that might have been a different ball game against North Little Rock because they would have had to guard more of the court in that situation.
Coach Hampson, after the game the other night, talked about the need to get Cameron Hunter some rest during the game. You could tell at the end of the game, and who wouldn't be after scoring 36 and pulling down 9 rebounds, he was exhausted.
Cameron Hunter right there with another foul. That's his 2nd team foul, and the tendency we may see in this basketball game so far by the officiating is they're calling some touch fouls up top. You've got to be really careful not to be touching them when they're coming off screens up top. Coleman inside, getting Cabot working for everything on offense. Long 3 up top, no good. To finish out the first quarter, Hornets did a good job, and I can't tell if there was a foul. The official is Scar. I thought he was calling a foul for the second. This baseline official right here, guess he was just saying it was after the shot.
Mark, an interesting point about that first quarter is that the Hornets were up 1 with a little over 4 minutes left in that first quarter, and they finished on a nice run. Now they're up 11.
Yeah, they played well. Cade Ruffner did a really good job of driving that the entire time. He did a good job of driving that last that quarter. He came in, even though he had 4 points in the quarter out of the 21, it's what he did on the defensive end, on the offensive end a lot of times. Defensive end, he did a very good job. Offensive end, he accounted for 4 more points than what he had because of the 2 assists. So he did a very good job. Another thing you notice, too, is we didn't have our starters in the entire quarter.
I was just going to say, got some great minutes from Gavin Brunson there in the first quarter. He scored 5 points. You saw some very good moves on the low post. He was able to go to the line and hit some free throws. And so good start for that young man.
And, again, we were just talking about this earlier with Corey, with having 36 the other night. Cameron Hunter against North Little Rock. Sometimes when you have one guy score that many points, that's not always a good thing. And so tonight I have a feeling Abrahamson's really went after about spreading that wealth and other guys stepping up in those processes. Gabe George in, he gets it. Newbern again. Back out to Gabe George. Gabe George long 3. Good. George comes right in. Hits a good shot from the corner. Brunson did a good job recognizing he was too low on the block. Gets it out, and Hornets up 14 with 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. Good job by George and a good job by Brunson recognizing George was open.
Hornets keeping up the defensive intensity right here.
Cabot up top, you can see everything they're doing. Hornets are disrupting them on offense. They're struggling to get anything going on offense. They have their back to the basket. They're not really looking to score. It's like they're just looking to survive on this side of the court. It's good defense. Good job, Adams, driving him to the baseline. Good jumper by 20. Shot clock goes off right when it goes in. Braden Roberts, 6'2", senior. Good-looking shot.
That's a couple of good-looking shots from Roberts tonight.
George gets it, tries to force it. They steal it. Going the other end, Adams. Good spin move. Good job, Cade Fowler on the block. Adams set up for the charge, and number 11 of Cabot, Evan Tonneson. He did a good job avoiding it.
Drake Fowler did a good job of hustling there. He didn't give up on the play, and he was able to block that shot.
Again, Drake just a freshman. Again, Hornets up 24-12, 6:50 left in the second period. Lady Hornets won the first game over Cabot Lady Panthers. Good defense on the inbound, getting it out. George out top. Again, you can see Cabot trying to work the ball inside and get a shot. And the Hornets doing a good job on defense. Gavin Brunson doing a very good job. Forces a long shot, and Brunson gets the rebound. They called the foul on Brunson on that one, but I didn't really see the foul. I just saw two guys really going at it. There was no advantage on that.
Yeah, I didn't see that either. You had two players moving laterally toward the ball, and it looked like Brunson had good position there.
A lot of the times they call fouls. If one player gets an advantage over another player, that one, the big wheel going out top, misses it. And again, Cabot, good defense right then by Newbern. Adams with the steal. Newbern gave him nothing as he tried to drive in. A good job. Adams gets a steal. Long three. Adams, no good. Cabot on the inbound gets it. The Hornets fighting for everything. They really are going after everything tonight, making Cabot work. They're going the other way. Long pass goes out of bounds. Again, we talked about patience. Just having patience.
That's right. Cabot probably looked up at the scoreboard and see they're down 12, trying to make something happen there, and the pass kind of got away from them.
And probably the hardest thing for Cabot right now, when you get down and you're down 12 points in the second period, you automatically want to rush into that. You want to try to get it all back as quick as you can, and it's just not that easy. George again up top of the key, no good. Chris Leaks with the rebound for Cabot.
George has a good-looking shot. You can tell he's confident in it. If he keeps being confident and shooting it, they're going to start falling for him.
Good fighting off that screen, Corey Nichols. Best shooter right there, number 20 for Cabot. Good power move inside. Good pass by Roberts down into Gavin Muse. Muse did a good job using his body, getting that basket down low. Nichols back up top to George, just moving the ball around. Again, Cameron Hunter's got 2 fouls on the bench. Newbern, long three, no good. Good job, Corey Nichols fighting inside, gets the foul. Roberts fouls him. Good hustle, good, strong move by Corey Nichols. We saw that on the basketball court and on the football field.
Very strong move, and we talked about it a little bit earlier. When you can get a strong move going toward the basket, good things are going to happen for you.
Free throw up and good by Corey. Yeah, Corey plays wide receiver and quarterback, and Mr. Ledbetter wasn't leading the Hornets to three straight state championships. Mr. Nichols would be the backup quarterback. He played the slot receiver a lot of the times. Fantastic player.
Very exciting player, and it's just a sophomore. We're going to have many more days ahead, good days ahead for that young man.
Again, good man-to-man defense for the Hornets. Good job, Ruffner, stopping off the baseline, and Newbern. Cabot doing a good job moving the ball. They just can't get an open look. And again, Cade Ruffner, excellent defense. We talked about Cam Hunter going to UCA earlier. We have another Hornet at UCA, one of the best kickers in the Southwoods Conference, Hayden Ray. He's done a fantastic job while he's been up there. I know his parents, Mark and Stacy Ray, are very happy, especially when you don't have to pay for college because your kid's good enough, gets full ride. Hey.
You don't know anything about having kids in college, do you?
No. My middle daughter, Kelsey, is at Arkansas Tech. She goes to law school next year at Arkansas. And my baby, Cameron, is at Lyon College. He's going to be playing football for them. My oldest daughter is a school teacher in Brooklyn. And it's amazing because my wife's only 29 years old, so it's amazing we have, 3 kids that age. Cabot again taking it down the basket. Good weak side defense by Will Diggins. Hornets really doing a good job tonight. And Corey Nichols, that was just good defense. That was a situation where Corey Nichols is stronger than the kid with the ball, and Corey did a good job.
And Mark, it kind of looked like Sam Owen, hooked Corey Nichols with his right arm there to get around him. And I think Corey Nichols was right to kind of question that call a little bit.
Yep. Well, it's one of those Owens is, I'm sure, a good kid, a good basketball player. He's just not as strong as Corey. So when he runs into Corey, he's going to bounce off. And that just looks like a foul on that, and they called it. Again, good defense, Hornets. Good job, Will Diggins getting out top. Good block, Drake Fowler, the freshman. Schroeder picks it up, going hard the other end. Fowler keeps it alive. And Abrahamson calls a timeout. Good job, Drake Fowler. Great block. Again, 6'2". That's a freshman.
Yeah, great hustle. We've seen a couple of great hustle plays by Drake Fowler. The only thing about that particular sequence that you saw there is that he was gathering to shoot a three.
Yep.
You could tell he's a shooter.
Yep.
He had his eye on it, and it just kind of got away from him there a little bit.
Again, you're a freshman playing in a varsity basketball game, and the speed of the game is so different. I mean, that's the one thing that's hard to realize is when you come and watch a high school basketball game in person, how fast it is. And it's hard for a kid that, used to, again, playing a freshman or a sophomore, you come into this atmosphere and then you're playing such a fast pace. You have to learn how to get your body under control in those situations, and he'll get that. Hornets going to have the ball. Abrahamson called the timeout while Drake had it. Hornets up 12, 26-14, 4:20 left. Up top out to Fowler. You can tell he can jump. He got up high for that, going 1-to-1. But like we talked about, it's patience. Slow down a little bit. Hang on to that ball. And again, another great defensive play by Drake. You see the talent. He just needs to slow down a good job. The Schroeder, another three, no good. Out of bounds on Cabot. Number 2.
Well, Fowler did another good job on the defensive end. Transitions to the offensive end, finds the open shooter. It just didn't fall for us.
Yep, Larson up high for Cabot. He just couldn't get the ball. Goes out of bounds. Back up to Fowler up top. You can see Hornets doing a good job. They're doing a lot of this without Cam Hunter tonight. He's been in foul trouble. Ruffner out top, good-looking three, Cade Ruffner. So far, Cade Ruffner for the Hornets, I'd put him as the player of the game at this point in the first half. Ruffner's done a fantastic job. Hornets up 29-14 over Cabot. Playing good, strong defense. Cabot's having to work for everything. Newbern knocks that ball out of bounds. It's going to be Cabot's ball under the basket.
You're right, Mark. I mean, Bryant's making Cabot work a little bit harder than Cabot wants to work right now to get a good shot off.
And you can see it. I mean, they're just getting a pass off. They're having to, there's effort involved just even able to do that. And that's why the Hornets are up 15. Long three from the corner, no good. Newbern for the rebound to Fowler. Drake uses that speed to get to the ball. Cabot's going to be going the other way. Long cross-court pass steal, and there's our guy, Cade Ruffner, with another steal to Fowler. Back to Will Diggins on a great pass. Hornets up 31-14.
Will Diggins has a smile on his face because he knows he got rewarded for running the floor, and that's what you got to do for your big man.
He sure did. Good job, Drake Fowler. Good job, Ruffner, getting that ball down the court. Yeah, he walked on that. Big Will got in his way. Hard to move a big man like Big Will down low, and he just bodied him up real good. Good, solid, strong defense, and Cabot is on the turnover.
Mark, you made a good point. A lot of this is happening with Cameron Hunter on the bench right now. It's a good sign for the Hornets.
Well, and it builds the depth, and it builds the confidence in the other guys. And look, we can do this. We don't have to have Cam doing all this to us. That was more of a foul block, but our guy, Cade Ruffner, gets the loose ball, puts it back up. And Cabot going the other way.
That's 9 for him tonight so far.
Yep, George is going to get that. That was one of those. George had the baseline cut off. He just bodied him up just a little bit, and that's going to be a foul on him. 17 fouls for the Hornets. Cabot's going to be in a 1-and-1. Jaden Whaley, 6-foot sophomore, on the line. Aiden Adams back in the game. Adams is going to be playing baseball going up next year, D1 baseball player. He's always been a wonderful athlete. Free throws up good. Ruffner with the rebound. And Adams has it going the other way. George looking for a gap. Ruffner again. They better get on Ruffner. Big Will going in line. Yeah, they're going to call that. That was pretty obvious. That's what happens when an offensive lineman dribbles on the baseline. Usually.
He was pulling around the line there for a block.
Yeah, he was looking for a linebacker to hit. And he got the charge on that one.
What you appreciate about that play, though, is it's aggressive and it's going toward the basket.
That's it. Big Will's not scared. Will Diggins, good job. Good defense, Newbern out top. Good job. Surprised they called that a jump. I thought Newbern had it and kind of got fouled to get the jump. It's going to be Cabot's ball. Hornets up 33-14, 150 left.
And with a 19-point lead, a great thing that you see right here is the Hornets are not letting up one bit on the defensive intensity.
Now, they really haven't. I mean, you've got guys, you can tell Abrahamson has definitely challenged these guys, and he's wanting to find out who wants to play, and here's your chance right here. Up 17, they're proving you can see their intensity level even from the other night is better. And Whaley on the drive, Newbern again all over it. Gets it again. Newbern's done a great job on the defensive end. Again, number 12, Landon Newbern, 5'11 junior.
2 heads-up defensive plays in a row there by him, and the Hornets have the ball now.
Adams going to be throwing it in. Minute 37 left in the second period. Again, Hornets up 33-14, 19 on the Panthers. Adams set his feet, long three, no good. Good rebound going up by number 20, Braden Roberts. Cabot going the other way. Roberts down low, move on Adams, no good. Ruffner with the rebound. Adams did a good job bodying up to George. Adams with the three, no good. It's there. They look good when they leave his hand. There's just nothing going in right now. Missed layup on the other end, and Hornets are going the other way. Cabot's just not playing well tonight. Bryant's doing a good job of just keeping them off the entire night. They're moving faster than they want to be.
I'd like to see Brunson get down on a low block.
Ruffner long three, no good. Good high rebound by Newbern. And Abrahamson calls a timeout. Good hustle. You know, we're seeing some guys that didn't play a whole lot of minutes the other night against North Little Rock really coming out, and they're proving that, hey, I want to be on the court.
They are, and, you know, when we talked about one of the keys to the game being giving Cameron Hunter some help, that's exactly what we've gotten tonight. All kinds of Bryant Hornets chipping in, very balanced scoring. You're getting good scoring from Cade Ruffner, getting some good minutes from people like Gavin Brunson. So if the Hornets can keep this up, it's going to be a good night.
Well, in the last 3 ball games, I think they were beaten by Little Rock Central, who is one of the best teams in the state. They were beaten by North Little Rock, and I can't imagine too many teams are as good as North Little Rock is. I mean, they've got a 7-footer. They had a fantastic point guard, had a good wingman on the side on Tracy Steele, and so. But these teams aren't blowing Bryant out. I mean, Bryant could have won those games easily. So Bryant, is considered in 6A. They're one of the best teams. They've got a chance to win it this year, but you've got to be able to develop that depth and confidence in your depth to be able to do that.
That's exactly right. Against Little Rock Central, it came down to the last shot. We had one just go right off the rim to tie it to go into overtime. And then earlier this week, we just ran into a point guard who was 9 of 10 from the field in the second half and scored, and 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And was able to close that game out for North Little Rock.
Good job, Brunson. Another good move inside by Brunson. Good pass, Schroeder and Gavin Brunson. Good, strong move.
Mark, I can't tell you how impressed I am with Brunson tonight. He's playing a great game.
He has done a great job. Those little spin moves, he's light on his feet. Cabot, again, just working for anything. Air ball again right before the half. Great defense for the Hornets. And Gavin Brunson with the rebounds. Hornets up 21 at half. I didn't expect the score to be this big already at halftime. So it's Jeremy Laster and Mark Scarlett. We're going to go ahead and take a break here at halftime, and we'll meet you guys back to start of the third quarter. Again, it's Bryant 35, Cabot 14 at half.
Mic check.
Test. And we are back for second half action here at Hornet Arena. The Hornets are up 35-14 over the Cabot Panthers. A very strong first half. And surprisingly, if you see this score and you know Hornet basketball, you would think Cameron Hunter's got, 15 points or so going into the second half, and that's what's led the Hornets to this point.
Mark, you're right. We talked about one of the keys to the game is getting Cameron Hunter some help, and that's exactly what's happened tonight. Cameron Hunter ran into some foul trouble in the first half. He had Cade Ruffner pitch in 9 points, and Gavin Brunson was 7. So one of those keys is definitely being achieved by the Hornets right now.
They are. They're really playing good. And we noticed that the other night, too, that one of the things that Bryant was going to need is they were going to try to get some depth if they want to make a run at a state championship and even a conference championship in that case. And you can see that's one of the focuses on the Hornets tonight is they got to get that depth. And Cameron's not really had a good game because he's been in foul trouble, and we're still ahead by 21 points against a well-coached Cabot team. And it's frustrating. I know when you got 14 points at halftime and you're a coach and you're sitting here, what do you do? And it's hard because you got that right there. You focus on Cameron Hunter, and Cameron Hunter is such a smart player. And an excellent job down to Will Diggins for another 2 points for the Hornets, 37-14 right off the bat.
You can see that play developing, Mark, and Cameron, with great court vision, was able to find him there for the layup.
The job, Cabot player, good defense by Will Diggins as he dribbled. Will Diggins that did a little body on him, couldn't get around him. Adams takes it strong to the basket. Looking for a good passing lane. Corey Nichols a little bit too far underneath, gets it out the wheel. And they called him for a travel, but usually have to pick the ball up and shuffle your feet. He was trying to dribble the basketball. I think maybe she saw something else than what we did. All right, Cabot, the second half is going to be real similar to what we talked about Bryant Lady Hornets the other night against North Little Rock. Now what you're trying to do if you're Cabot is just win 1 minute at a time. That's what you're talking to your players about. You can't win this basketball game and just immediately get back in it. You're down by 23 points. You got to do it 1 minute at a time, and a good drive by Roberts for the bucket.
It's a good push off there. He was able to clear himself some room there. Braden Roberts was. Refs missed that one.
Hunter moving the ball around. Adams wide open on the wing, in and out. Adams, that was a good shot. He just got to keep shooting it. It went straight in and out.
He's had a couple of those looks tonight.
Get Roberts down low, misses it, goes out of bounds. It's going to be off Cameron Hunter. Hunter came in on the back end of it to get the rebound. He tipped it. I love how basketball players make that look like, what? You got to be kidding. No, it was. I got to call it. It was. It was off Bryant. I do love it. I want them to continue doing that also. It just makes it more interesting.
That's something you learn very early on in basketball, how to make that look.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, there's no way I didn't touch that, and you've got handprints all over it. Good steal. Corey Nichols rotated right into Corey. Corey with the layup, and good. 39-16 Hornets. Bryant still staying in that man-to-man, keeping it aggressive, keeping that intensity going. You don't want to lose that intensity. Long three, no good by Cabot. Good rebound. Like you said, he's pushing off a little bit, but when you're down by 23, they're not going to call it. And Whaley was on that basket. Will inside waiting on it, Adams. See, Hornets just moving the ball around. One of the things I guaranteed Abrahamson is looking at is he does not want them to get sloppy. And there was a push-off by Corey Nichols just then. That was a good call.
That was a good call. It was a clear push-off.
Yep. Anytime you extend that arm out, and it doesn't have to be a lot of contact, but if you extend that arm out, they're going to call that almost every time.
And you got to tip your cap to Cabot there, down 39-18, still with the defensive intensity. They've not let up.
No, they haven't, and that's always a sign of a well-coached team is the fact, okay, they may be down, but they're going to give you 110% the entire time. And one of the things that Bryant's going to have to do right now is it's hard when you're up by this much already in a game is to keep that intensity going the entire time. We saw it in Auburn, Arkansas the other night. Auburn was up big on the Hogs, and Arkansas was able to come back and win that basketball game because they dropped that intensity.
A little bit of defensive intensity for the Hornets. They're able to force a turnover.
They've kept it up all night long. It has been tough for Cabot tonight to get anything going on offense due to the Hornets' defense, how tough they've been. Got Schroeder out to Adams. You got Hunter in the ball game. Diggins tried to force that one. You can see Cabot, they ain't giving up. Their intensity's still there. Bryant's going to have to match it to keep this lead. Cameron Hunter back for a three. Long three. Good. Smooth shot by Cameron Hunter. Good move. Not much you can do about that.
Isaiah Larson from Cabot was right on him. Played great defense, but when you have a step-back jumper like that, there's really nothing you can do but just congratulate the offensive player.
Yeah, you just got to go down to the other end, do your job. That's about it. And those are just one of the – I used to tell my son a long time ago that Adams, and they're going to call that a block. He was moving just a little bit, just enough. I think the top official was waiting on the bottom official to call it a charge, and she called it a block. Now, I used to always tell my kid anytime he played sports, when he was growing up, and I told my girls the same thing, sometimes you can give 100% effort and do the best you can, and somebody just makes a better play. On that other end, just then, Cameron Hunter, he just made a better play. Nothing you can do about it. Back to Cameron again. Cameron looking for a lane. Got it. He walked, but he got it. If they don't call it, it's a good basket. It's a good basket by Cameron Hunter. Cabot going the other end, 44-20 now for the Hornets. Up 24, 4 minutes left. Long three, no good. Adams hard for the rebound. Roberts gets it. Good defense. Cameron Hunter. Now, I kind of agree with Cameron. I didn't really see the foul, but that's going to be his third foul.
Well, Braden Roberts, as he's done a few times tonight, has been able to force some contact there. And I think if the refs see any kind of movement on the defensive player, then they're going to reward the offensive player with that foul call.
And sometimes, too, the officiating, once they kind of get the flow of a game and you see where one team is way up on the other team, they get a little bit quicker sometimes on the team that's down. That's why you have to keep that intensity if you're the team that's up, because you can lose it with some momentum in those situations. Bryant starters coming out. You got Brunson and George and Drake Fowler coming back in. Ruffner's in. Schroeder, George. These guys played good the first half together,
they sure
especially
did.
Brunson.
They gave the Hornets quite a spark during the time they were in the first half.
Drake Fowler had a good first half. Very athletic. Just needs to slow down a little bit, but he has really done a good job. Ruffner really had an excellent first half. George out top for the three. It's good. Gabe George had a look. He nails it.
That was only
47.
a matter of time. Sorry, Mark. That was only a matter of time for him. Shot's been looking good all night.
Yeah, he's been real confident tonight with that shot. You can just tell by the way he shoots it. It's another three for George. Hornets up 26 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left. And Cabot, they're just looking to pass right now. Number 12, Gavin Muse, he's had a couple of open looks. He just won't pull the trigger. Like I said, that defense is running at you the entire night. You start to lose your confidence in those situations. Long three, good. Cade Ruffner, beautiful looking three. 50-21 now, Hornets. And Roberts again doing that contact. They call the charge on that one. You said it earlier, Jeremy, that he's been initiating that contact. They finally got him on it. You heard DJ Timmy calling Darren Wallace in the ball game for the Hornets. First action we've seen him, number 14. Going to be up top. Drake Fowler, freshman, gets it up top. Number 14 for the Hornets, Darren Wallace. This is sophomore, 6'4", 170. Gabe George out top again. Long three looks good. And you're right, Jeremy. He's got confidence in that shot right now.
So many times what we see, Mark, with shooters, you get one down, you might get 3 or 4 down.
Yep. Good defense for the Hornets. Gavin Brunson, good defense. Fowler going the other way. Gets it to Wallace. Schroeder off the run. Long three, no good. Wasn't squared up. And Cabot's got the rebound coming the other way. And they're going to get blocked. Good call. Well, I don't know if they called that. I don't think they called that on the dribble. It must have been on an illegal screen down low because I thought Fowler had got him up top with the body.
And the referee did make the blocking call, so you thought maybe that was on the defense there, but it looks like the Hornets are going to catch a break.
Hornets up 53-21, 2:06 left. Darren Wallace, long three, no good. It's going to be out of bounds on Cabot. Schroeder going to be inbounding the ball. Again, good job. Brunson down low, going to be a charge. Yep. You can see Gavin lowered that shoulder. That's the good thing when you sit up here, you're able to really get a pretty good view of the game sitting up here on the top where we're at, Jeremy.
And had Brunson done what he did a couple of times in the first half and just had settled down and taken his time, a little bit more patient, good things would have happened.
And they called number 3. And I mean, George was trying to fight off that screen. I think what happened with that is number 3, a Cabot, and it's Sam Owen. Owen was moving with the screen, so that's why they called him with it. Pass goes off George's hand. Cabot going the other way. Spin move inside. And they're going to have him for a walk. He did the little Euro step. He jumps up and pats one foot and then gets the other foot down. Coach Bailey of Cabot, he's like, look, man, it's 53-21. You give us a little bit of a break. That was close. That was a close walk right there. Into George. George looking for a shot. He's hot. He gets it blocked. Hornets do a good job getting it back to the other end. Good swing pass. Drake Fowler from the wing. Good pass from Schroeder. George with a tough rebound. He's going to be fouled on the floor. Good job, Gabe George.
That was a frustration foul there by Cabot. George made an outstanding hustle play there to get that rebound.
Schroeder's going to be inbounding the ball. Against Hornets up 53-21. Up 32, a minute 7 left in the third period. Ball goes out top. Think they were looking for Wallace on the cut. Brunson gets it. Drake Fowler gets it up top. And Hornets just going to work into their offense. There's Fowler going strong to the basket. No good, but gets his own rebound on a hustle play. Takes it back. Good job, Drake. Wallace coming off the screen. Shots up, no good. And you can see Abrahamson's telling him the same thing. It's the same thing that they've called most of the night tonight. If they move just a little bit on those screens, they're getting them.
And here we are in the third quarter. You got to be ready for that call. You got to adjust to what the referees are calling.
Yep. Whaley's going to be bringing the ball up for Cabot. Again, Hornets up 32 right now. 40 seconds left in the third period. What you're working on now is you're just getting guys ready for later in the season. Fowler with another steal. And then you're just looking for guys that now this is the point of the game where you're putting people in and you're looking for the intensity of those people. Who's going to play hard? Fowler's going to be waiting for the last shot. 15 seconds left. Bryant waiting for, you can see Fowler looking at Coach A, telling him when to go. There's always a time a coach wants to set that offense up, usually around 10 seconds. Fowler goes, kicks it to George out top. He's had the hot hand this quarter. They're kind of isolating him out. Fowler gets it, long three, no good. Cabot did a good job when George got it. They collapsed on him pretty quick.
You got to tip your hat to Cabot again by, you look up at the scoreboard, it's 53-21. A lot of teams could just fold up shop, but right now Cabot continues with their intensity. They're going to play hard. We knew that from the very beginning. Whenever these two teams play, no matter what the scoreboard says, no matter what the records say, they're going to play hard for the full game.
Yeah, they are. And you really, and as a coach right now, what you're looking for is, look, you know the ball game's over. We're going into fourth quarter, 8 minutes left. Your team's up 32 points. What you're looking for now is, okay, who's going to go out there when I put those guys in the game? Who's going to come out here and absolutely give me 110%, diving for loose balls, going as hard as they possibly can. And that's what Coach Bailey of Cabot and Abrahamson and Bryant's going to do this entire fourth quarter. You're just evaluating the kids you put on the court.
And as a player who may not get a whole lot of playing time, this is your chance.
That's
to show
it.
the coach. Obviously, you're going to want to get everything you have in practice, but you want to show the coach that he can trust you during the game.
You know, and that's it. And I think any kid that's out there, and it's a parent, if you have your kids playing sports in schools and stuff, you know, one of the things that you have to account for is the fact when you do put your kid out there, when your kid finally goes out here, they've got to do something. You know, they got to make something happen. You can see number 4 for the Hornets is in the ball game now.
I see number 34, T.J. Lindsey.
And number 4 is listed on the roster is Chris Ganaway. I don't know if that's Chris Ganaway. I don't know if that's correct or not, but I'm going to go with Chris Ganaway because that's what I have on the roster.
I'm so happy to see number 34, T.J. Lindsey, in the game. I played basketball in high school with his father, James Lindsey.
Oh.
Big Al Lindsey, if you're listening to the game, I'm happy to see your son in the game. He looks a lot like you.
T.J. Lindsey's a freshman, 6'4", 245. Something tells me he probably plays football for the Hornets also. Good, exciting morning. 2 freshmen on the floor right now for the Hornets. Sophomores, getting a lot of young guys in the game, still getting after it on defense. Wallace with the steal, taking it to the other end. It's this, like you said earlier, this is a chance for these guys to shine. Great pass, George to Wallace for the dunk, and he's fouled on the play. Young guys stepping up. That was a great play.
It was a great play. He went strong to the basket. He knew exactly what he wanted to do, and that's exactly what you want to see from a young player. He went in and finished strong.
He sure did. He got that tap pass from George on the baseline, and he didn't go up to lay it up. He went up to dunk it, and those are the things we've said. Those are the things, Abrahamson, that's what you want to see out of a kid. If you want to play, those are the things you do. You're showing your coach right now, look, put me out here. Wallace pass, Lindsey fighting for it. Cabot gets it going the other way. 55-21 Hornets, 6 minutes left. Oh, they got a little lazy on that pass over right there. I know Coach Bailey's not happy with that. He just kind of tossed past it, thinking the other guy was going to get it, and didn't happen. Drake Fowler bringing the ball up the court. T.J. Lindsey, good drive down low. Kicks it back out top to George. George really had a hot hand this game. Darren Wallace on the dunk on the baseline was fouled on the last play. Gets it to Ganaway up top. Back to Lindsey. Lindsey, strong move. Fouled on the play. TJ, you can tell he was trying for that. He was trying for that step move, but he stepped into him instead of kind of trying to go it around him. But he got the foul.
Well, I can see his father, Big Al Lindsey, in the driveway practicing that move with him, because James Lindsey was an outstanding player for Little Rock Parkview. He was one of the leaders on that 1992 championship team,
which, if I remember last year, you were a part of.
Yes, I got to watch him play quite a bit.
Laster played for the. Who was your coach? I just went blank on the coach.
Charles Ripley.
Then. Charles Ripley. Chris Ganaway, great steal, number 4 for the Hornets. Gets it back out to George. Good job. Good hustle play. Taking it strong to the basket. Wallace, a good job. Drake Fowler, Abrahamson called timeout. Got a little sloppy there. You can see he ain't happy with it. It's like they can never get themselves set up in the offense. But, yeah, you played for Ripley, and Coach Ripley just passed away.
He did. We lost Coach Ripley. And I know there'll be a lot of people watching and listening tonight who were touched by Coach Ripley. More than just a basketball coach. He was a community leader. He coached football. He coached baseball. And it's like so many of our coaches, Mark, and we have several of them here at Bryant, from Coach James and everyone else. They have a real heart for kids, and they do anything for them. And here I am in my 40s, still remembering the difference that Coach Ripley made in my life. So for all you coaches out there, thank you for what you do for these young men and women in our schools.
Yeah, and that goes all the way down to the youth leagues, because they teach them all the way down. There's a lot of dads that, you coach your kids and you coach your kids' teams, and y'all do a lot of important things. You just teach them the character of it. I was growing up as Joe Treat. I mean, Joe Treat was a legend, and Bryant basketball at that time still is. Coached the All-American game. And Joe, man, he made a huge impact on so many people. Joe passed away not too long ago. TJ Lindsey, good drop step again for Lindsey, but there's George, man, coming up, picking that up. Gave George an excellent second half. And George's played a good game. And I'm not going to call him the Pam Kenny dog of the night. I'm going to give that to Cade Ruffner. Cade Ruffner tonight for the Hornets, I think really he came out. He was the best player on the court tonight. George is right there with him, though, as far as this game goes. Again, Hornets are fighting hard. See Ganaway playing good defense. Wallace playing good defense. Fowler's done a good job tonight. There's just so many guys that are looking for playing time.
This is going to be an outstanding all-around team win for the Hornets.
Long three, Ganaway with a weak side rebound. Shot clock went off. Hornets had it going the other way before. Cabot got the steal. And again, Coach Bailey, he's looking for someone. He's going to try to find out who can get it done for him. Long three from the corner's good. Good-looking shot. Number 34, Austin King, 6'1" sophomore.
Cabot ran their offense there. They were very patient, and good things happened. Ended up an open shot for them.
Wallace gets it out. TJ Lindsey on the baseline gets it back out to Fowler. Fowler, long three. Missed it, but TJ Lindsey going up strong. Gabe George has missed that three. Fowler gets the rebound and puts it in. Drake Fowler, you can just see the confidence in him a little bit tonight for the freshman. 59-24 Hornets, 3 minutes left. Again, the rest of this ball game and this whole quarter has been all right. Who can get it done? Darren Wallace, good block. 6'4", sophomore, had a dunk earlier. And you can see all he needs to work on is his strength. Get him a little stronger, and the way he jumped earlier on that baseline dunk, he got up quick.
He's going to be an outstanding player for the Hornets for years to come.
Cabot inbounds the ball again. Bryant playing hard. Fowler, like I said, the freshman, number 10, has a good game. TJ Lindsey, another freshman. Long three out top, no good. Wallace with the rebound. He's heading the other way fast. Cabot does a good job of stopping him. Going to be jump ball. That's going to be Bryant's ball on possession. Up 59-24. Lassiter next Friday night. Well, next Tuesday night, who do the Hornets play? Don't know. I don't either. I need to look at the schedule. I have the schedule, but I have it in my bag. Hornets will be playing this Tuesday night. Not sure who they're going to be playing. Next Friday night, we'll be back here at Hornet Stadium. You can listen to the YouTube. Probably Dr. Walters will let me and Lassiter come back. I'm for sure they're going to let Lassiter come back. I'm always going to be an iffy game-to-game decision. Darren Wallace on the foul, shooting two for Cabot. Number 5, Bryce Theobald, and I have a feeling he's kin to the young lady that played at Cabot, who's an excellent shooter that played earlier tonight. TJ Lindsey up for the rebound, and Ganaway's got it going the other way. Pass down low, TJ Lindsey up, and it's good. Good pass from Drake Fowler. Lindsey, soft touch, goes in. 61-24 Hornets, under a minute left. Good game tonight. Telling you, like we called it, the dog of the night, the best player on the floor tonight. I guess you agree with me, Lassiter. I'm going Cade Ruffner, and Ganaway goes coast to coast with it. Fouled on the play, bucket's good. Great job, Ganaway. Strong move.
You know, it's hard to pick one player tonight for Bryant, Mark, because it really has been a team effort. You've gotten contributions from everybody who set foot on the court.
Yep, George played well tonight. Thought Ruffner really changed it early in the game, but you see some guys that are really going out and just giving it everything they got with under a minute. Wallace again on the baseline, misses, fouled on the play. He went for the dunk. I love it. Got running clock. When you're up this much, they go ahead and just run the clock to end the game because of the mercy rule was in effect. And the ball game's going to end right here with the Hornets up 63-24. They went ahead and let Wallace shoot it, but I think that's going to head and – yep. They went ahead and called it. I know I know Wallace's parents want him to have that one more, but we'll go ahead and give that to him in the books. So we appreciate it. Another good basketball game, a great night for the Hornets. They did a wonderful job tonight, up 63-24 on the win. And we will talk to you guys and see you guys next Friday night. And Laster, you have a good weekend.
Same to you.
And we will see everybody next week. You've been listening to Bryant Hornet Basketball.